Hello everyone, and welcome back to another speed draw. I'm your host, Dear Darling Honeyboy, and as usual, I'm smaller than 60 pixels. Today, I decided to learn something new. I decided to learn pixel art, because a big part of this channel has just become like me going, I need to do new things, I need to learn new things for your entertainment. And so I did. So without further ado, roll the tapes. So I wanted to do pixel art, but what kind of stopped me was like, I didn't really know what to do because all my ideas was like a bit too ambitious and I knew that myself. And it's because like the media I like with pixel art are either like games or this like quaint scene GIFs. And I knew that was way too ambitious. And first I thought like, oh, I'm gonna like draw my kitchen or something. But as you see, I didn't do that. Instead, I decided to use this photo for reference and just draw that. It's an image I took for a photo course in school. And I love it so much. I feel like it's one of the best things I've done. I like taking photos. I just don't do it a lot. I don't have a good camera anymore. But yeah, I decided that was like ambitious enough. I did think in the beginning like, oh, this is just going to be like a little test and then I will do the kitchen thing. But I ended up doing this and I was so happy with it that I'm just gonna stick to that. Before I ended up doing this drawing, I had to kind of like test out the settings and figure out how you do pixel art in Clip Studio. So I looked at a little quick tutorial, just like, oh, what settings do I need to use? And I ended up doing like a little a little orange, a little cute orange. And I love him. So technically not the first time doing pixel art. Technically it's the second time. But the first time wasn't orange, so I don't know if that counts. I've never done pixel art before. So this was, something I really love with this image is like the lighting and the colors. And I decided to be brave and not color pick. I was like, no, we're not gonna trace, we're not gonna color pick, we're not gonna do nothing. We're just gonna be brave, look at the image, and draw like a normal person. Doing the colors obviously was like a big scary. I like trying to use color theory just went straight out the fucking window because I was like, no, I'm just gonna, I'll just have to vibe it out. I tried to use like the lines of the sketch as a base with doing like putting different colors over them, but in the end I just ended up like painting over essentially, which worked great. The eyedropper, we're not color picking from an image, but we are eyedropping a lot. I think the thing I struggled with the most was like the top of the beer can. I guess because it's metal and also because I feel like it's such a like prominent thing in the image. Another thing that I have a problem with usually is actually drawing from reference because I get so upset when it isn't the perfect copy of something, which is super ironic because that's not really the point, is it? I did change how the pack of cigarettes lay just to make it easier for myself and so on, like added another cigarette for composition too. So that was also a huge win on this one, I'd say. I really liked how the colors like on the lower part of the beer can turned out. It feels kind of like the genre of dystopian pixel art games. Don't know how to explain it really. It was just a very like strangely nostalgic vibe over it. So I tried to match the rest of the colors to that one. Simplifying things, of course, isn't my strong suit, but I feel like it was so many big wins. So many big wins in this speed draw. Another one being that this took me a grand total of 2.5 hours, which is, it's huge. That's huge for me. That's so short. And especially like with how happy with it I got. I didn't feel any need to futz. And I think maybe that's just because it is pixel art. There's no like lines to go in and like make perfect or anything. It's just like you only have so many pixels to play with. The lighting is what makes this image like so nice and so cool, in my opinion. So I worked a lot with that, and like drawing from reference as like closely, or like needing to figure out how to translate the image to pixel art, I think was just like it was good. It was a good practice, and just like gave a wonderful result. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk that using reference is good, huh? It's not like everyone says it because it's true. I'm like, I should do that more. But yeah, the lighting, like the reflected lighting on from the beer can to the ashtray, and like that little bit of magenta in like just one part of the light. I don't know where that's from. I cannot remember for the life of me. But I did use that, and it turned out nice. My thoughts were like in the beginning with the ambitious ideas was that I had a like. Also, when I was in school, I had this like, oh, you're going to make a end project animation, and I was like, oh, maybe I can do that in pixel art, and then it was way too ambitious, and I just didn't. Because like for some reason they said like, oh, you have like a month, do a 2-minute animation. No. And so I scrapped that. So I was like, oh, maybe I can like play with that, maybe make something simple with that, and it wasn't gonna be simple, so I scrapped that too. But doing pixel animation, I think maybe would be fun at some point. I feel like I want to do it more, just because, when you succeed once and you're like, this is great, I'm gonna do this more. Maybe it's the thing where it's like, it went well once, and if I try it again and it's harder, I'll get upset. But it could also be like, it helped me with a lot of my weaknesses, and it like kind of managed it in a way. Like, it isn't a lot of lines I can futz with and stuff, just because it's so limited. And like, I've been talking about how I have a hard time simplifying, and this kind of forces you to simplify, which, I really like simplified art. It really scratches my brain. So being able to do that myself was like such a big win. Also, like, the fact that I'm happy with the colors, and I didn't use too much like effect layers on it. I do go in and add like a red multiply layer in the end, which gave a good effect. But most of these things was just me manually getting the colors. I just did the thing with like, I made the colors more saturated and less and darker. As you can do, that's an option. But yeah, I'm super proud of the Sigrid pack. I feel like that really captured like the simplifying factor, right? It's so much detail on the package, but I feel like I managed to communicate like, oh, this is a pack of camels, without it being without any kind of major detail. And again, like, it also kind of gave me the vibe with the slightly dystopian pixel games. It feels so niche saying it, but do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like I'll do it more. I say now. I tell myself. Maybe you'll get more pixel art videos, huh? In the end, I'm like, indescribably proud of this thing. No, really, I could have never imagined like working with so many of my weaknesses and it becoming like, I think, one of the best things I've done in a while. I can't like directly criticize it in any major way. Like, yeah, colors, like some color of the beer can, could it be different? Yeah. Is it nice anyway in its own way? Yes. I'm crazy proud of it, really. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna downplay it. I'm like, this is nice. And it motivates me to do more pixel art. Try new mediums. It's I should probably do that more on this channel. This channel is such a great excuse for me to get better at art. It's trying new things. But yeah, I think my favorite parts are the cigarette package as a whole. Just like with the shading and simplifying the texts and stuff. And the reflected light on the beer can and ashtray. Both the like yellow and the magenta. The magenta I feel like brings so much, and it does that in the original image too. And with that, we're done. So I really hope you enjoyed watching me learn pixel art in real time, because I sure did. If you have a suggestion of what I should do in a future video, you can leave it down in the comments, and I might just do it. Don't forget to check out my stuff. I have a Tumblr where I post all of my art, a bunch of it. I also stream on Twitch quite often over at Dear Darling Honeyboy, and all of those VODs end up on my VOD channel, Dear Darling Honeyboy Streams. I have a Patreon where you can get all the drawings from my videos as high-res PNGs, so if you want this pixelated ashtray on your wall, you can. You can also get access to my comic and hang out in a cool Discord with the other Darling Patreons. Thank you to Erik Mellesdahl and Dean Sabine for being just the dearest of darlings. Until next time, cheers. We did it, boys! I have a Patreon where you can get all of the videos from my drawings. The top of the beer can, because it's the top of the beer can. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another speed draw. I am, of course, your host. I'm your host. Watching me learn pixel art in real time. What do I do for these, man? Oh, because I sure did. That's what it is. You can also get access to my comic and hang out in a cool Discord. You can also get access to my comic and hang. You can also get access to my comic and hang out. I actually decided to draw off. No, what the fuck is that called? Use reference? Use as... no. I decided to redraw an image. Can you say that? Should I do another roll of tapes? But before further ado... So without further ado...